Welcome back here, Busch Stadium in St. Louis. We get ready for Sunday Night Baseball as the Braves and the Cardinals get ready to get together. Paul Goldschmidt, arguably the front runner for the National League MVP. As we get set for baseball, Adam Wainwright will be your starting pitcher. You got a chance to listen to him warm up. John Sciambi, David Cone, Eduardo Perez. Wow.
Just fantastic. You know, a veteran pitcher who's very secure and comfortable in his own skin, taking us through his warm-up routine about what it's all about, not panicking. He's got his routine. He knows exactly what he needs to do just to get his body loose and trust that when he gets to the game mound, everything's going to be ready to go.
Look, you can relate, right? Because a lot of players, it doesn't matter what kind of sport, you're superstitious. He just said right then and there, you have to adjust depending on the time. They gave him an hour. They said that's what you have. All of a sudden, it's 42 minutes game time. But he understands he's the starting pitcher, and this game cannot start without that 40-year-old starting pitcher on the mound.
He showed such great self-awareness in terms of what he's trying to do in his warm-up, what he does do during his warm-up. Wainwright getting set to take the mound. Cardinals at home as these two teams have split the first two. All right, let's take a check of the lineup that Adam Wainwright will face here in this one. And for the Braves this season, they're second in the National League in runs per game, first in homers hit in the NL, second in slug. It'll be Swanson, then Olson and Riley, d'Arnaud, Contreras, Rosario, Vaughn Grissom, Michael Harris, and then Robbie Grossman against this right-hander. Acuna getting a seed as that knee is barking a little bit. He is available to hit here tonight. So that Braves lineup very potent. And Matt Olson acquired from the Oakland A's as Freddie Freeman signed with the Dodgers. And Olson, since the 1st of July, has been in quite a groove slugging. He's got 27 homers. And he continues to play great defense as well. And Olson and the Braves will go up against Adam Wainwright, who is making start number 18 on Sunday Night Baseball.
And Adam Wainwright, we heard all about him in that conversation, as many tweets and texts that we've received gave me goosebumps as well. This is a guy that understands how to be able to pitch in any environment. And tonight, it's another challenge. You have the weather, and you have a great offense in the Atlanta Braves.
Well, they've called themselves an old married couple, but Wainwright and Molina together. And the two 40-year-olds making start number 322, just 2 away from Lolich and Freehan, second in Major League history for most all time. Nolan Arenado and the Cardinals, Paul Goldschmidt, those two guys could be 1-2 in the National League MVP voting. I think if the season ended today with Goldie 1 and Arenado 2. All right, here we go. Wainwright ready to work and deals. And the first offering of the game is in there. We are underway. Mike Estabrook, our plate umpire tonight. He's got the balls and strikes. And nothing in 2 on Dansby Swanson.
That's what he called in the bullpen before, his cutter. He really liked the look of his cutter. And he said, if I got that one going tonight, it's going to be a good night.
Cardinals go with a shift. 3 fielders to the left of second. And Wainwright rings them up. 3 straight pitches, no swings. And Dansby Swanson has gone 1 away.
Well, you could tell that Dansby was not listening to the interview that you had with Adam, because the first thing that he said is, you need to keep the ball down. That's my bread and butter. He cannot pitch up. And what did he do right there? 1, 2, 3, 3 pitches. Good morning, good afternoon, good night on a pitch down.
And now Wainwright will deal with Matt Olson. Just getting going Sunday Night Baseball after a 59-minute rain delay. John Sciambi, David Cone, Eduardo Perez, and Buster Olney. Busch Stadium here in St. Louis. Ball and no strikes to Olson. And the curveball drops in there, and the count is even. Wainwright, a guy who works quickly. Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow right field for Nootbaar. 2 down. And they're not booing, they're nooting.
The pitcher with a formula who knows what he's doing, knows how to use his stuff. Good cut fastball, tying up Olson. Perfect location. It's not about velocity, it's about location and late movement. Olson's out in front of it, pops him up.
And now dangerous hitter Austin Riley, who swings and pulls one foul of third. If Goldschmidt is the #1 point of attack offensively for the Cardinals, at least how the season has gone, Riley has been that for the Braves. And that one knocked down. Scrambling to get it is Wainwright. Throw to first in time. On 8 pitches, Adam Wainwright gets him 1, 2, 3. And the Gold Glover. Kick save and a beauty. Back in St. Louis, John Sciambi, David Cone, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney. Let's take a peek at the Cardinals lineup. Here's what Ali Marmol has put together. Cardinals 3rd in the National League in runs per game, 2nd in on base, 3rd in slug. Nootbaar to lead it off, and then the OBP machine, Brendan Donovan. Goldschmidt and Arenado hit 3-4. Dickerson, Carlson, Gorman, Molina, and Edman round out the lineup. It is a powerful Cardinals lineup, and they'll go up against Jake Odorizzi.
Another veteran right-hander on the other side in his own right. Jake Odorizzi in 16 starts this year. K rate, walk rate, around average-ish. K rate a little below average. Walk rate a little better than average. 79 2/3 innings.
Kid who grew up in Highland, Illinois, about 35 miles east of here. And he said he did grow up a Cardinals fan. He grew up rooting for the likes of Matt Morris and Adam Wainwright. Still thinks it's funny growing up rooting for Wainwright, now getting a chance to pitch against him. Delivers outside for ball 1 to Lars Nootbaar. This guy has really turned it on after a slow start. He's hitting 139 after the 4th of July. And his OPS is close to 1,000 since then. And out there at right field here tonight.
Yeah, I had a really neat conversation with him in the clubhouse earlier today about what adjustment he made during the break, standing a little bit more upright. He used to lean out over the plate a lot more than he is right now.
And it is translated into fewer ground balls, more balls contacted in the air, and so that's translated to more slug. And you look at the line drive percentage, that's gone in the right direction. Odorizzi back to work, 2-1. In the air, left field. And Rosario is there, 1 away. Jake Odorizzi getting the start. This is a Braves team that went all the way through, won the World Series last year, and they did it in an interesting fashion. Remember, they were below 500 on August 1st. They ended up winning the East, and then they went on to face teams that won 95, 106, and 95 games, and they never faced elimination.
It was a remarkable comeback last year for the Braves. You know, last year it was led by acquisitions in the trade deadline, necessitated by injuries. This year it's the farm system.
Yep.
Coming right up from Double-A in a couple of
different
cases.
faces, right?
On the ground, that's Riley in the outfield, the third baseman on the right side. And Brendan Donovan retired. And with 2 away, it'll bring up Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, we're on Triple Crown watch, right? Paul Goldschmidt right now the leader in batting average and runs batted in. He is second in homers to Kyle Schwarber in the National League. It has been quite some time. Ducky Medwick And right now, for the nerds out there, he is your Triple Crown leader in the triple slash stats. Average on base and slug.
And what he has done, fastballs, middle away, he'll take it to right field with no problem. Fastballs middle, he'll stay center. And any off-speed pitch, he can turn on at will.
Coney, when you watch him, do you put your thinking cap on and say, how would you go about getting him out?
I'm fascinated with his style, almost a no stride, kind of just picks up his heel, puts it down. You know, Paul Molitor, I mentioned that name, the Hall of Famer, almost had a no stride style. People compared him to the great Joe DiMaggio.
And then if you go Cardinals, you could think of the left-handed hitter Jimmy Edmonds. Wider stance, would just pick up the heel, put it down, and hit again anywhere he wanted, line to line.
2-1 here. In the air, center field. Harris back, slowing down, and he's under it to make the catch. And the Cardinals go in order. Odorizzi matches Wainwright. End of 1. No score at Busch. Welcome back to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN. Our telecast presented by Taco Bell. And after the rain turned into a beautiful night, and they love Adam Wainwright here in St. Louis. 40 years old, from Brunswick, Georgia. He was originally drafted in the first round by the Braves. That was in 2000. And there he is, the 29th overall pick. Look at that young guy.
And you heard him in the open mention about Brian Snitker being his Double-A manager
at Greenville. The curveball that drops in for a strike. He told me a story that it was December of 2003. He was over at his future father-in-law's house to ask his soon-to-be wife Jenny to marry him, and then he got a call. The Braves were looking for him. And he was told, you've been traded to the Cardinals. On a strike here to Travis d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud, then Contreras, then Rosario against the righty. And a swing and a miss.
Yesterday, Travis d'Arnaud with a beautiful approach, home run to right center field here. A big home run to put the Braves up 3-0. The Cardinals ended up winning that game, but that's where his power is at.
Well, speaking of that, it's hard not to at least contemplate the idea that d'Arnaud was released by the Mets in May of 19, coming back from Tommy John surgery. The Mets this year are last, 30th in catcher OPS. The Braves are first. The other way, and inside the line past Goldschmidt, fair ball and a base hit. So d'Arnaud got enough of it for a single on the leadoff man aboard.
It's been his approach for quite some time to be able to allow the ball to get deep, see the cutter working, and to keep the bat head in the zone long enough to be able to hit it off the end of the bat as Goldie was playing way off the line. Sneaks a base hit towards right field.
Just 75 miles an hour off the bat of Travis d'Arnaud, and now Wainwright out of the stretch. First pitch curveball missing to William Contreras, the younger brother of the Cubs Wilson Contreras. They were both all-star starters this year. And there's a strike, 1-1.
I think Eduardo mentioned it before, but we don't talk about this guy enough, right? With all the talk around the Braves, and certainly their center fielder Harris is a great story and signed to a long-term deal. This guy in the middle of their order is a dangerous hitter.
Just keep an eye on his bat right now, parallel to the ground. We've seen a lot of hitters go towards this approach to be able to keep the bat head as long as you can through the zone and at an angle where the pitcher and that pitch is coming in.
Darno at first, nobody out. Bounce towards third, foul ball. Arenado picked it up quickly.
Thank you.
Third base umpire Adam Beck on the call.
Okay. Thank you.
Add and subtract by Adam Wainwright. This is what makes it so difficult as a hitter. Have to respect the velo even at 90-91, but then he can throw the cutter at 84, the curveball in the 70s. Nolan Arenado always showing his athleticism.
Just he gets to everything.
Everything.
You know? To the left, to the right.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Wainwright, 91 with the heater, and he strikes out Contreras for the first out of the inning. 2 strikeouts for Wainwright.
Classic backwards pitching. You're sitting on off speed. You think about that big curveball and 91 miles an hour right on by. 2-seam fastball, starts out away, runs a little bit to the outside corner. Wasn't looking for that one.
No score here in the second. It'll be Eddie Rosario to hit. Coney, you talked about what Alex Anthopoulos did at the trade deadline last year. Just loaded up, just tried to get as much as he could. So it was Jock Peterson a little bit before the trade deadline, and then Rosario and Soler and Duvall. And they got contributions from all of them. This guy was the NLCS MVP.
Yeah, lightning in a bottle. Every single move he made seemed to just pay huge dividends for them. Looked like he was just trying to go out and find, fill in some slots, trying to find some bodies. And so a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill, a little bit of everything. It just was the perfect storm last year for the Braves.
Ronald Acuna Jr. sitting tonight. And that one in there. And Wainwright with a backwards K, and there's 2 down.
Sometimes you get the benefit of the doubt, huh, Coney? Look at Yadier Molina getting down on the knee. Pitches down. Rosario, good take, but Molina bringing it up, showing it to Estabrook behind the plate.
Like maybe just a little bit around the plate, but Wainwright is around the plate with everything. So you're going to get the benefit of the doubt with some of those calls.
Second most called third strikeouts in the game for Adam Wainwright.
Yeah, I mean, he's able to use that deception. I feel like part of it is it's such a strike to ball league, and he likes to operate in ball to strike a lot of times. Line drive caught out of the air by a leaping Edman. And after the leadoff single, the big righty gets him 1-2-3. We're midway in the second, and there's no score here in St. Louis. Well, the dark clouds have cleared, turned into a nice night. A reminder, next Sunday night, here's our matchup. Padres taking on the Dodgers right here on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and ESPN Radio. Our coverage begins at 6 Eastern with baseball tonight. Sunday night countdown. Carl Ravitch will be back. Ravi calling the Little League World Series Championship today. John Shambi in for Ravi, along with David Cohn and Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney. And here's the new dad, Nolan Arenado. His wife Laura, a couple days ago, gave birth to Levi.
And I can say that Fernando Arenado and Millie Arenado, the new grandparents, are ecstatic as well. Great picture.
A great name.
Ball and no strikes on Arenado. That one ripped and curls foul. You know, you look at Arenado and the way the numbers play out. Doesn't hit it on the ground. He's trying to hit the ball in the air to the left of second base, to the pull side. And he explained his philosophy very clearly. In the air with authority to the left of second, low on a line to the right of second.
He's sending a message to the pitchers, too. If you're going to come in here, I'm ready for you. He's going to turn. He's going to beat you to the punch.
And that one popped up. And wandering out and under it is Grissom. He makes the catch. Arenado retired, 1 away. And with 1 down, it'll bring up Corey Dickerson. Those scored home half of inning number 2. Two of the best teams in the National League. Certainly either of these two teams could end up being the NL representative in the World Series. 2
great farm systems, too. Great young players to kind of come up and boost their entire roster.
The veteran Albert Pujols beginning this game on the bench. Go to Rizzi. And Dickerson takes a strike. Corey Dickerson hitting here, getting the start in left field. He is in the middle of a hot stretch, I'll say. 15 for his last 30. He had a stretch at Wrigley Field during their 5-game series against the Cubs where he had hits in 10 straight at bats. And they were rockets all over the place. And it's 2 short of the big league record, in case you're wondering.
And it's great when you're in August and you go into a 5-game series into Chicago, you're hitting in the 230s, and you leave hitting in the 270s.
That's right.
I mean, that's a great week.
Yeah. The 1-1. And Odorizzi blows it past him. 92 with a 4-seamer.
You hang out on Rush Street at night, too, then you really got a good week in Chicago. Hitting the Lodge.
Ooh,
wait, what?
We're only in the 2nd inning.
1-2 on Dickerson with 1 out and the base is clear. Popped up third base side, foul ground, and Riley will watch that drift out of play.
You know, Eduardo, we were in Houston doing that Wednesday night game when Jake Odorizzi was traded from Houston too, and it was a perfect fit for the Braves because Houston had a surplus of starters. And the Braves, we talked to Snicker, the manager, before the game. They needed a starting pitcher, and it's a perfect spot for him as he starts to get it going. His last start was really good. He's throwing the ball well tonight. Might find himself pitching in postseason again.
Kevin Seitzer, the batting coach for the Atlanta Braves. Kevin Seitzer's been their hitting coach on staff with them since 2015. One of the things that's interesting is both these teams have had their hitting coaches now for a little while. This past offseason, 17 teams changed hitting coaches.
Philosophies change.
Little dribbler to third. Here's Riley charging. Bare hand. Got him at first. Nice play, Austin Riley. They got the help of a really nice stretch from Matt Olson.
And you can't do it any better than that. It's exactly what he has to do. It's a do-or-die play. And you come in bare hand and showing pure athleticism. He made 2 of these plays yesterday. And again, opens those big paws of his, throws over to first base, and he knows that at first base is Matt Olson, who can really pick it. Just throw it in any area possible. He does, throwing off his right foot. Austin Riley, who has had a very good defensive season last year, so far this year as well, even if the metrics don't indicate.
Yeah, that's the thing you asked Snicker before the game.
First one, and Carlson bounces in for ball 1.
And so I asked Brian Snicker, I said, so what about those numbers? Why are the outs above average not good? And he goes, That was his answer. That's why we're on camera.
Yeah. I use the eye test, is what he said, and to my eyes, he's been as good as anyone. Austin Riley, by the way, will join us on the two-way mic in the third. We'll get a chance to chat with him.
We know he can hit, that's for sure. He could swing the lumber.
There's no doubt.
I wonder if he was in the clubhouse listening to Wainwright in the bullpen during Coney's interview with him. It's a great perspective as a hitter, saying, okay, this guy's about to face a big league lineup, a really good one at that.
In for a strike. Austin Riley was a really good high school pitcher. Oh, there's the lightning bolt.
That is so good. Isn't it? Carving up his head. He's 40 years old.
Dad, did you get the lightning bolt shaved in your head? Okay, no one will see it. Except us, we know. Yeah, that's ball 4 to Dylan Carlson. All right, so right now, here is what the National League looks like in terms of the postseason. The Mets in front in the East, Cardinals in the Central, Dodgers best record, they'd be the 1 seed, they lead the West. And then your 3 wild card teams, the Braves, the Phillies, and the Padres. And in the hunt, the Brewers and the Giants a little bit. Brian Snitker and the Braves trying to become the first repeat champs in the World Series since the Yankees.
How many games are the Dodgers going to win before it's all over?
Unbelievable. I mean, again, it's going to be in the range of that 114, 150.
I mean, you got to think about it. You think about the Seattle Mariners who won 116 games. I was on the 98 Yankees and 114 games. So it's like, well, how many are they going to win?
Close play over there at first. Carlson back in. Dylan Carlson runs pretty well. He's stolen 5 bases, caught once.
Guys, the number I'm paying attention to with the Dodgers is a run differential, which is now plus 285. Coney's 98 Yankees, they finished that season with plus 309. The Dodgers are beating teams by like 2.7 runs per game during this incredible run since the 3rd week of June.
Our stat man Ivan Sokolsky tells me right now the Dodgers are on pace for 113 wins. So we'll see. But wow, they have just put their foot on the gas. And that is a really good team.
It's no coincidence since Chris Taylor came back from the IL that they've been a better team. He makes all of them better because of his availability at any position.
Right-hander kick steals and a swing and a miss, and it's 1-2.
Mookie Betts at 31 home runs already, just demolishing baseballs, especially in Miami, who they just played this weekend.
Nolan Gorman at the plate with a count 1-2. Gorman, their second baseman, he's got some big time power. He's a third baseman by trade. When they made the move for Arenado, they immediately converted him to second base. So he's a work in progress defensively at second.
Earlier in the year, while he was in the minor leagues, they were concerned about is he going to be ready defensively at second base, and so far they've been very pleased with his work.
2-2 the count. And a swing and a miss, a strikeout. And that ends the Cardinals' half of inning number 2. Michael Harris will lead it off when we come back. No score at Busch. Well, like the pull of a magnet and peanut butter to the top of your mouth, this Atlanta Braves roster appears destined to stick together for a long time. The 90s Braves did it with Hall of Famers Chipper, Glavine, Maddox, and Smoltz. The Braves have not locked up a new core. The seeds to this potential dynasty were actually planted in 2019 when the Braves brass sprinkled long-term deals over Ozzie Albies and Ronald Acuna Jr. And with those superstars sprouting, Atlanta grew into a World Series contender, taking home the ultimate prize in 2021. Showing a green thumb unlike any franchise in baseball, 2022 has brought more of the same. Olsen, Riley, and Harris have been firmly planted into the Braves soil, forming a garden that may bear World Series fruit for years to come. Our band sounds great.
Very organic feature right there.
No pesticides.
Nothing.
Used.
No pesticide.
Nope. A very young, talented team as they go to the plate to face Adam Wainwright. Curveball for a strike to Michael Harris. Harris, look at the numbers this guy's put together. He's played great defense at center. Came up May 28th. Came up from Double-A. 828 minor league plate appearances. That's it. He's the youngest player in the majors at 21.
Oh,
Check swing didn't go, said Adam Beck.
and a different level of defense in center field too. It's sort of like when you watch him play center field, you get reminded of next level defense.
Broke his bat, popped up. Wainwright over the shoulder, can't come up with it, and he's frustrated.
So much there because Nolan Arenado was coming in hot at the same time, and he's going back for this ball. Perfect angle here for you. As Nolan looks down and he's like, wait a second, I cannot bump into Adam Wainwright. Now you got a speedster at first base. Great attempt right here. Coney, how difficult is that coming off the mound?
You could almost read lips afterwards. He was asking Nolan, did you have it? Did you have it? And Nolan said yes.
Nolan's always going to say yes.
It'll go as a hit. And now Harris aboard. This will be a fun matchup. 15 for 15 in stolen bases. But Molina behind the plate and Wainwright on the mound. Harris with big time speed.
How about the exit velocity on that hit?
Please report.
38.7 miles per hour. I'll take it.
Yeah. How about the sky, by the way? Are you kidding me? It is absolutely gorgeous.
Boog, I'm sending pictures to my wife every 5 minutes.
Same. I'm not sending them to your wife, though. Burba, I'm not sending you pictures.
Oh boy.
I don't have a wife.
That makes two of us, Coney.
Meet me in St. Louis.
You know, I actually proposed to my wife almost 22 years to the day under that arch.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
September call-up. It was September 1st. She's been in the show since.
Wow.
2-1 to Grossman.
You know what is so difficult is you have a veteran pitcher on the mound that knows and understands how to hold runners really well. And Michael Harris II, who is a really good speedster. Adam Wainwright is changing his times, his looks, the way he holds the ball. So difficult to be able to get a good jump.
The other thing is the pitch prior to that one that just went over was a changeup. I mean, that's not fair. He throws it 6% of the time. You see most stolen bases in a season without being caught. Chase Utley was 23 for 23. That was in 2009. Harris is 15 out of 15. And a dribbler foul. Grossman stays alive.
And a lot of soft contact already. We've seen broken bats, a couple. We've also seen Adam Wainwright change his delivery, and I was curious to see, even with no outs, if Robbie Grossman, who is a pretty good contact hitter and has a very good eye, if Michael Harris II was going to go or not, and he did not on 3-2.
3-2 here with Harris at first. No score, top of the third. In the air to center. Carlson drifting. Harris is tagging. And he makes it. I feel like that play right there is one we have seen more of in, say, the last 15 years or so. I don't feel like that was something you saw a ton when you played, Coney.
I agree. And he made that look entirely too easy, too.
And it was Eric Young who was just as fast letting him know, fly ball deep. He starts yelling at him right about now, get back, get back. Take second. You understand the speed? It's all about that internal clock, not only on the defensive standpoint, but also on the bases.
That one hit to Arenado. Peaks at second. Throw to first. Swanson is out, 2 away. Now time for Planning Ahead. It's brought to you by Voya Financial. And Alex Anthopoulos has worked hard to lock up this young core. Look at this. Riley through 32. Olson's locked up. Harris as well. Acuna, obviously. Grissom they signed. Albies, and then Strider, Contreras, Wright, and even Fried through 24. It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing that a lot of them that are locked up when it comes to multi-year contracts, they're position players. It's not the pitchers.
Well, less risk, right? Due to injury.
Absolutely.
And then the other thing that the Braves do, and there are other organizations that do this, but with those extensions, no trades are granted, no player options. It's a team policy. And so it becomes, in that regard, more friendly for the team. But they're also not going to turn around and trade the guys. And it's something Alex Anthopoulos told me he learned in his first year as GM with the Blue Jays. Roy Halladay had a no trade and demanded a trade. And so he was squeezed in this spot and said, I never want to go through that again.
So I think the point, too, you brought up was, hey, we just signed you long term. We want you here.
Yes. Hopped up, foul ground, third base side. And that's in. Buster Olney just got a negative outs above average, I think.
I would have caught it. I thought that Ish, who's working the camera here on this side, had it. He called me off.
Okay.
I'm kind of bitter about that. We've got some things to work out between innings.
That's fair. We are going to check in on the defensive run save portion of the metrics just to see if that dinged you on it as well. But we'll have a updated outs above average for Buster Olney coming up later in the show. And Matt Olson, a guy, there's some swing and miss there for sure, but a lot of power. 0-2.
Guys, a lot of pitchers do it differently. So far, Adam Wainwright, even keeping an eye on Harris at second base, even with 2 outs, left-handed hitter, 1-2 count, he stays on him until he delivers a pitch. And every pitch that he's thrown Olson, it's been a different time. Even with Yadier Molina behind the plate, pressing the buttons on PitchCom.
Wainwright has had a magnificent season, and he's got a great defense behind him. Foul ball, they'll do it again. 1-2. 2 outs, man at second. No score, top of the third. And of course, with Nolan Arenado out there and his 9 Gold Gloves, Goldschmidt has won the Gold Glove 4 different times. Dickerson's won 1 as well. And Wainwright himself. Here's a 1-2. Served in the air to left field. And Dickerson there. And Wainwright pitches around a 2-out walk. After the break, Austin Riley, the Braves' outstanding third baseman, will join us. We'll chat with him coming up. Welcome back. John Giambi, David Cone, and Eduardo Perez. Jake Odorizzi on the mound. And Yadier Molina at the plate. No score. We're in the bottom half of inning number 3. And the first one in there for a strike to Yadier Molina. Molina back in. And that one hit out to short. Swanson gathers it in with Grissom darting in front of him. Molina is out 1 away. And those of you waiting to here from Austin Riley. We're experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. So Austin Riley, we're hoping maybe top 4. We'll see. He's having some trouble hearing. Yeah, more like bottom 4 because he's leading off at the top. All right, here's Tommy Edman with 1 out. No score, last of the 3rd. Edman at 252, 9 homers. That one on the ground, backhanded Olson. Getting over is Odorizzi. That, by the way, the first pitch swing. And with 2 outs, back to the top of the order, and Lars Nootbaar.
It's a steady diet of 4-seam fastballs from Jake Odorizzi, who's really perfected the art of pitching up in the zone. That 4-seam fastball, the command over the top of the box.
And he drops a breaking ball in there for a strike. Good curve from Odorizzi. He only throws that about 4% of the time.
He throws it early in counts.
Steal a strike, yes.
Threw it to Brendan Donovan. It's a first pitch to steal a strike as well.
David Ross, the manager of the Cubs, calls that the dumper. You just dump it in there for a strike, right?
One of the best I ever saw do that was Orlando El Duque Hernandez. Was the king of that. Strike 1.
Yep.
Raining down.
I showed you with that graphic, the cutter usage is up. He's just about doubled the use of that pitch, and that's one that he'll use on lefties. 0-2 on Nootbaar. 2 outs, base is empty. Just missed down and away.
Speaking of curveballs of first pitches, Adam Wainwright has already thrown 4 in this game. 2 of them for strikes.
Nothing, bottom of the 3rd. Nootbaar hanging in there. Lars Nootbaar, an 8th round pick in 2018 out of USC. He's one of those guys you hear so often about pitchers going out to Seattle and working with the guys at Driveline. Well, here's a hitter that's done it the last couple of years.
He said this offseason, as soon as it's over, he's planning on also going to the Marucci Bat Lab to see if he can also work on the hockey puck knob.
Line drive, right field. And Grossman makes the catch. Odorizzi gets a 1-2-3. We head to inning number 4, and there's no score in St. Louis.
Back here at St. Louis with Braves manager Brian Snitker. And Snit, Ronald Acuna Jr. out of the lineup again. How big of a concern is this for you?
Well, not a big concern. I think we're just going to try to, I said before, piggyback on the off day tomorrow and just give him another day. I mean, the knee's been a little sore structurally. It's great, but you know, there's some irritation in there that he's fighting through. So I just tried to, every now and then, we're going to pick a couple of days to try and let it calm down.
Before the game, Adam Wainwright reminded us that you were his Double-A manager. When you think back to what he was then, what do you remember?
No, it's what he's, you know, I mean, he was a pitcher, awesome guy. I remember he was our pitcher of the year at Double-A, and I remember calling and telling him when he got traded that he's going to baseball heaven here. So I'm so proud of him and what his career's done, how he's handled everything. He's just an awesome, awesome person.
Thanks. Back to you.
All right, Buster, thanks so much. Yeah, the former Braves draft pick, Adam Wainwright, came to the Cardinals in the J.D. Drew trade in December of 03. As Austin Riley laces a single, and the leadoff man aboard for the Braves. Travis d'Arnaud at the plate with Riley at first. Wainwright doing a little groundskeeping out there. This is a potent Braves offense, and they're going to get healthier. Ozzie Albies expected to come back probably around mid-September. He's dealing with coming back from a broken right foot that he sustained June 13th at Washington, had surgery. He's doing baseball activities, running, hitting, and then it's basically see how he plays. Mike Soroka is on a rehab assignment. He pitched yesterday, and that's a guy that nasty power sinker, and he might be able to help too.
And when Albies went down, there was a lot of concern with the Braves. This is a guy that was having a really good year. Alcides Escobar came in, then went on the IL, and they had to call Vaughn Grissom. And Vaughn Grissom, all he's done is hit.
Grissom, a shortstop by trade. He's done pretty good work at second base. Debuted at Fenway Park at a couple of hits, including a homer.
The second ballpark, big league ballpark that he had been in. Fenway Park, really? Wow. Pretty good ballpark to go.
Wainwright ahead. It's 1-2. And he kicks deals.
There's really only one way to look at all that when you're getting players healthy again. You figure it out as you go, right? Nice problems to have. Get everybody healthy. You've got kids that have come up and filled in the blanks. I mean, even Snicker said that to us before. These are good things to have.
Darnell hanging in there 2-2.
Thanks, buddy.
We got this wonderful opportunity to listen to Adam Wainwright go through his warm-ups. He chatted with us, David Cohn asking him questions, but mainly we just got a chance to listen in, and it was just great and so educational. Mike Maddox out there. Curveball tracks it all the way into the mid of Molina. Check swing didn't go, says Ben May down there, and now it's 3-2. But to listen to that,
3-2.
one more peek here. Did he go? No.
It was a master's class by a professional pitcher who's been doing it for a long time now, 40 years old, still on top of his profession. Every pitch had a purpose, even in the bullpen before.
In there, got him looking, throws him with a curveball. Fourth strikeout of the night for Adam Wainwright.
Okay, from the hitter's standpoint, you're seeing curveball in the dirt that you're taking. You understand what that pitch does. We've seen him already throw the 91-mile-per-hour fastball by hitters, so you're still geared up for the fastball, and now he changes the height level on your vision. 75 miles per hour. You see the spin rate right there, which has improved in that 5-inch drop from way up there. It's a big dive.
Both of those numbers well above average, still getting over 2,800 RPMs on that curveball. I've said this for a long time. The secret sauce is Wainwright's release point so high, the spin rate so high as well, and then taking the velocity off of it. It's hard to throw a curveball from that window with that spin rate that slowly. So the steepness of the break, the vertical approach angle on that curveball, as good as anybody in the game still at 40 years old. Tim McCarver used to talk about late movement. Well, the late steep approach angle on his curveball is elite.
0-2 here. Contreras waits. They continue to measure specific pitches and assign a run value. And we take a look at StatCast powered by Google Cloud. Best curveball in the majors by run value. And no surprise, number one is Wainwright. Other good curves, McClanahan. Nola's got a good one. Gallen does too.
His teammate Max Fried patterned his curveball after the great Sandy Koufax.
Line drive, caught it short. Oh, what a play by Tommy Edman. Laid out of the backhand. He's been as good a defender as you'll find this year, playing both short and second, and a rangy play there.
Got to be quick on your toes, and this is one of the big reasons why Tommy Edman last year won a Gold Glove at the second base position. They move him over to short, back to his original collegiate position, and he hasn't missed a beat.
When he was a junior, His double play partner at second base at Stanford was the Cubs shortstop Nico Horner. He's a good defender as well. There's a strike to Rosario.
Rosario a little frustrated. Little frustrated. Remember, his first at bat was called out on strikes on a pitch that was away.
Cardinals with the shift on. Edmund Gorman Goldschmidt on the right side, and that's a base hit pulled into right field. Riley on his way to third, and the throw is too late, and they're at the corners. Rosario with a base hit, runners at first and third with 2 away.
I'm really impressed at that at bat, because after that first pitch called strike, you think that the hitter would lose their focus. Comes back with another curveball. This time he's like, if you're going to call it, I'm going to swing at it. Put the barrel on it. He committed to that pitch down and away, and that's the reason he was able to hook it. Now you got runners at first and third.
Riley got a good read. Nootbaar can throw. And now the batter is Vaughn Grissom. Grissom 0 for 1, line to short his first time. And there's a strike.
Is this one of those at bats where Wainwright probably made his major league debut on in the year that Grissom was born, or something like that, right? It's got to be pretty close.
Yeah, he's just 21 years old. Swing and a miss there, and it's 0-2.
Where a veteran pitcher can try to take advantage of a youngster's over aggressiveness. See what he chooses to do here. If he's going to bounce a curveball or something just off the plate or just expanding the zone.
The dribbler foul, and Grissom stays alive. Eddie, you spoke to Vaughn Grissom pregame, and you went back and forth with him about his mom.
Yeah, mom named Elizabeth. I said, where's your mom from? He goes, Caguas, Puerto Rico. I was, okay. He goes, so you're going to play in the WBC for Puerto Rico? He says, they haven't called me yet. I said, what's your number? I said, you have a missed call. By the way, I'm the general manager.
Back to the mound, knocked down Wainwright. And he gets out of it. So we're going to talk to him?
Did I land the plane?
You landed the plane. Vaughn Grissom, Team Puerto Rico, here he comes.
Back here in St. Louis with Cardinals manager Oliver Marmol, and you're not only Adam Wainwright's manager, but you're also a music consultant. What's that about?
He likes writing music, and he'll send it over to me. I like listening to it, but I'd rather see him on the mound right now.
All right, you've got Albert Pujols, future Hall of Famer, in your dugout. As we go into the middle innings, what type of situations are you looking to get him in?
Yeah, we have several lefties in the lineup right now, 2 at the top. They have several lefties that are available tonight, so our hope is they want to match up, and we'll go to Albert.
Ollie, thanks. Yeah. Back to you.
Oliver Marmol in his first season as manager of the Cardinals took over for Mike Schilt. Cardinals last year needed a furious finish to get into the playoffs. On September 7th last year, they had a 2.8% chance of getting into the playoffs, according to Fangraphs. And then on September 11th, they started a 17-game win streak, got in, lost in a wild card game to the Dodgers on the Taylor walk-off homer. Odorizzi has pitched well so far, hasn't allowed a hit.
September 11th this year is a Sunday night game. And
whose birthday is that?
That's right. Ellis Burke's birthday. Edwards Guzman's birthday. Former major leaguer, and yours truly.
Yes.
Tony Perez's son.
I'll be there.
You sound like Sut right now.
Strike on the inside corner, 2-2. That one was off the edge, according to K-Zone. And now with the count 2-2, Riley back to the left side of the infield. Donovan grounded out his first time. This kid's been really impressive. There's defensive versatility. He played 4 times in the series last week against the Cubs, 4 different positions, and he's been an OBP machine.
He really has, and it's not only that he plays those positions, but he plays them well. And he works at it. I remember seeing him in Jupiter, Florida during spring training, keeping an eye on him. And he had like 5 gloves with him going from field to field.
Scooped in the air, foul down the left side. An infielder by trade. And again, can play all over, including shortstop. So the corner outfield, the corner infield, and short.
That's the impressive part. That bottom list, playing shortstop 7 times. Not easy playing all those other positions as well.
Ground ball fielded by Odorizzi. And over to Olsen. Donovan is out.
That's right. Yeah.
Paul Goldschmidt coming up. All-time great seasons. That's by OPS Plus, which adjusts for ballpark and gives you a number relative to the league. So amazingly enough, Paul Goldschmidt, the season he's putting up is better relative to the rest of the National League than any season Pujols put up as a Cardinal. That's incredible. 100% better than a league average OPS is basically it. So it's pretty astounding what Goldschmidt has put up in his age 34 season.
I think that's the most impressive part, right? That's when you sort of see the decline, yet Goldie
in the air right field. But right now he'd be your MVP, right?
Yes. And not only because of the numbers that he puts on the field, it's because how much better he makes everyone else around him. You know, having a conversation with John Mozeliak and everything, he says, look, he makes everyone better running the bases. Defensively, he's on tune. And when you have a lot of young guys, organizational guys, and they see that the leader of your team is also doing the right thing, you have to do the right thing. It's not that you want to, but you have to do the right.
Arenado now with 2 outs, bases empty, bottom of the 4th. Odorizzi has allowed 1 base runner. A walk to Carlson as he pumps in a strike to Arenado.
Well, the history of the Cardinals organization, right? Rogers Hornsby, Stan Musial, just shows you the long, rich history here. And when you have those names on a list and you're a part of it, that's saying something. Rogers Hornsby, they go back to the 20s.
A little bit high that time. Goldschmidt has finished 2nd in the MVP twice, to McCutchen in 13 and to Harper and that monster season he had in 15.
You guys see the way that Cardinals today, their uniform says Cardenales. It's Fiesta Cardenales today, honoring Hispanic heritage here in the St. Louis community.
Up the middle, Grissom gathers it in and throws out Arenado. And how about Jake Odorizzi? 4 scoreless, hitless innings. We'll head to the 5th at Busch.
Starting my career here, 11 years, the success that I have here.
And this ball is gone!
9 playoff, 2 World Series.
Cardinals are world champs in 2011.
I came here as a little boy.
And a home run, the first for Albert Pujols.
And I left as a growing man.
Albert hits it a ton out to deep left.
We might hang this jersey tomorrow, whatever we're done, but at the end of the day, it's the memory that you can take with you, you know, and the friendship.
Sunday Night Baseball back here in St. Louis. Delighted to be joined by the Cardinals' Albert Pujols. How are you?
I'm doing great, guys. How about you guys?
really well. Watching a great pitcher's duel. Wainwright looking sharp. Odorizzi as well. How much fun have you been having this year, especially of late with the way you've been swinging it?
It's a lot of fun for sure, especially when the team is winning, the way we were playing. I think right before the All-Star game, we started playing great baseball, and we just carry into the break, and then right after the break, and I think we're having a great month, and this is the right time, to play great baseball. And this was something that we were expecting since spring training. I know I show up late, only a week before we break camp, but I mean, we just have a great group of guys, and guys that know how to win, and the energy, the young players that we have, what they bring to the table every day is pretty impressive.
Albert, I have to go there because we talk about, the mental part of the game. And right now, this game, you are that lefty specialist. I've been there in that position, in that dugout. You have 3 lefties in the bullpen.
Yeah.
I imagine you've already studied the situation, where you might come in. That whole thought process, it starts now in the 5th inning, right?
Definitely. I'm actually doing this interview right now, but I would have been in the cage doing my preparation. But yeah, Eddie, I mean, you've been there exactly. I mean, you were one of those guys too that I look up to, especially early in my career. The time that we played together, the way that you go about it, and it was something that, even though you didn't know, I was looking at it, and I really love the way that you carry yourself, the way that you play the game, the way that you respect this game, and that's something, that for me, it was a really good thing to look at. And I have, a lot of great players that I play with, in this organization, and, something that really stuck with me, and, all the success. First of all, I give God all the glory, and then my teammates that I have, that help me along the way.
Well, you're with a couple of guys that you've been around a long time. It's sort of like getting the band back together. In a private moment, do you fantasize about, wow, what if we went out winning it all?
This is it's pretty special. I mean, when we had the team, I think we had the team. We had the veteran leadership, the young players that bring the energy. We had the corner guys, Nolan and Paulie, having an unbelievable year. And you got us, all the 3 bad guys, if you want to call that, the old men, But it's fun. It'd be awesome, if we can do that this year the same way that we did in 2011, my last year here. And that's what I'm here for, just try to help this ball club the way that I can whenever I'm in the lineup. If not, when I'm not in the lineup, just trying to be the best cheerleader that I can and help these young players in the bench, just learn the game.
Albert, did the home run derby help? Did it help you find your in any way of the stroke? Because you had so much fun in LA.
Yeah.
And you really have turned it on since.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I done that, I think that was the 4th or 5th time that I done the home run derby. I think for me, a lot of people are like, oh, home run derby, it's going to mess up with your swing. I don't believe that. I think when you have fun and you just go out there and just try to take it like it's batting practice. I mean, and that's what I have done, when I done the 100 derby in the past. And this year was the same thing. I mean, you can give credit to that, but no, I think I make that adjustment. Actually, when I was playing with this guy, I had one of my best friends, Rene Rojas, who worked, in an organization with Houston, and he came up, they were playing pretty close by, and he just came by, and we just worked a little bit in some things with Jeff Albert, our hitting coach, and who knows him pretty well, and just make a little bit of adjustment here and there, and I felt great. I went and pinch hit, and I hit a line drive for a sacrifice fly, and then the next day, I had a couple of hits, and, I was like, man, I think I find something, and I told him, and then since then, I think, I started swinging the bat pretty well.
September 11th of 2005, this young, slender right-hander from Georgia made his big league debut, and now here he is, 40 years old. What's the difference? What do you remember about that kid at 24 and this 40-year-old version?
For me, I think, the only thing different is his velocity, but Adam hasn't changed at all, man. He's a gamer. If I had to pick one guy, I think actually would be Hen and Carpenter, guys that I play with to give in Game 7 in the World Series. I mean, these guys are a warrior, and that's why he's continuing to do it. You don't need velocity up here. You just need to know how to pitch around, how to control the game, and you see his face. He's trying to be tough out there, but this guy is one of the probably best teammates that I have, including that guy behind the plate. I mean, when you have 2 guys like that, it's pretty awesome, boy. It's just pretty awesome to be a part of it. And I'm just glad and blessed to have an opportunity, you know, to be back here where everything has started for me, you know, in 2001 and finish my career here with these guys. It's pretty awesome. So I hope we can get to the playoff and then make a long run and win that championship trophy.
You know, it's not only back with the Cardinals, Albert, but you know, your Missouri connection going back to Maple Woods Community College. I remember hearing, I grew up in Kansas City, so I remember hearing about you, Fort Osage High School. So this is a full circle Missouri-wise for you, too.
Yeah, for sure. I have a lot of friends of mine that have come to a lot of the games this year so far. And it is, you know, it's really close by. And it's something that, like I said, just giving an opportunity. That was a great play right there. Giving an opportunity, you know, to my friends to come and watch me play and some of my best friends, you know, from high school. Great play, Tommy.
Albert.
Boy, yeah.
Go get loose in that cage, buddy. Go get loose in that cage.
I appreciate you guys. Take care. God bless.
Albert Pujols right there. Still no score here at Busch Stadium in St. Louis. USAA Insurance with coverage options made to help active military and veterans and their eligible family members protect what they've worked hard for. Back at Busch Stadium, Sunday Night Baseball here on ESPN as Corey Dickerson comes up empty. Dickerson getting the start in left field. It's a little different for the Cardinals right now. Remember, their opening day outfield was what you'd expect. O'Neill, Bader, Carlson left to right. Bader's in New York. Carlson's playing center. O'Neill hasn't been healthy, and he's trying to find his groove now that he is back and healthy. So Nootbaar is taking hold of that right field spot, and Dickerson getting opportunities against righties.
Just a lot of balance, and you know, they mix and match, especially with lefties when they're facing lefties and righties. Let's not forget Yepes, how good he was early on as well.
Fly ball left field, Rosario.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri who leads MLB in OPS.
Eddie Rosario making that play one away, and now it's Dylan Carlson. David Cohn, what have you seen from Jake Odorizzi tonight that's made him so effective? He's coming off a good start against the Pirates. 6 innings, 1 run. That run was just a homer to O'Neill Cruz. But what about tonight?
Very aggressive with his fastball, as Eduardo pointed out. Enough curveballs here and there just for show, to get quick strikes here and there. 7 called strikes, too, with his 4-seam fastball, along with 5 whiffs. Right at the top of the zone like that. It's not high velocity, but his command along the top line and around the outside, spot on tonight.
And what a difference between Odorizzi and Wainwright. Over 70% of the pitches have been heaters for Odorizzi. Waino has been able to use the curveball 42% of the time. Cutter sinker, mixing it up.
0-2 now. And now Riley will shift over to the right side of the infield. I mention how good the Cardinals infield defense has been. The Braves have done a good job defensively as well. It's really kind of a hallmark of what Alex Anthopoulos has done since taking over. He helped improve their defense. That was one of the first things he wanted to do, starting with that 18 season.
Can we talk about how many steps Riley takes?
Oh my gosh.
From going to third base to short right field, back and forth every time there's a lefty, it seems like, with 2 strikes.
They should put a Fitbit on him, right? Just see how many steps he's getting in. And you look, Alex Anthopoulos, November of 17. Look how much better their defense has been. And he went, says Adam Beck. Carlson has gone on strikes, and now there's 2 away.
Guys, you've been around starting pitchers who will, before a start, want no one to talk to them. Well, Jake Odorizzi's like Coney was when he pitched. He was absolutely, hey, yeah, Buster, how's it going? And he engaged me before the game, and he talked about his first starts with the Braves and how he had struggled, and he felt like that he was moving through his mechanics too quickly. He said his last start against the Pirates, Eduardo mentioned, that was so successful. He was trying to keep his weight back and trying to just be a little bit more deliberate with his mechanics.
Guys.
Coney, were you like a chatty Cathy the day of your start?
I didn't avoid it. You know, I didn't want to work myself into a frenzy too early. I thought it was wasted energy before a game. Yeah, you have plenty of time to get your game face on, about an hour before the game.
I had a conversation opening day in Miami that we covered, and it was a one-on-one, and it was with the late Jose Fernandez, and he was pitching opening day for the Marlins. And I had asked him, I said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" And he goes, "Really? I'm going to be focused now at this time? I have a lot more time to get ready. There's no way I'm going to burn myself out in this game."
Exactly.
We lost him too early.
Swing and a miss there from Gorman. Well, it doesn't it, whether it's Jose Fernandez or David, what you're talking about, it amplifies the point Adam Wainwright was making pregame, right? Don't turn your routine into superstition that it has to be this. So I can't talk to anybody, or I have to throw 12 pitches, not 11, not 13.
But Coney, you and I were in the St. Louis video room areas having a conversation with Chad Blair, who's been here since the Flintstones age of video. And he was saying about how this year Waino is uber focused in studying video compared to all the other years.
One missing upstairs, now 3-2 on Nolan Gorman.
Well, in an era when pitchers and organizations are consumed with velocity, consumed with just pure stuff, that there's still room in the game for a craftsman, for somebody who has supreme command, somebody who every pitch has a purpose.
Just his second 3-ball count for Odorizzi.
Well, talking about how starting pitchers are before starts, Odorizzi, of course, was just a teammate of a guy who's at the other end of the spectrum, and that would be Justin Verlander, who's been known to yell at teammates if anybody said anything to him before start. And by the way, he's pretty good.
3-2 now.
Can we put a mic on Scherzer? Open.
I mean,
Max right now is shaking his head saying
Max is saying no, and then some place we're going to need to install like a dump button probably for Max. Possibly.
7 seconds to left.
No, I love you, Max.
Could have got Bartolo Colon in the Old Timers Day game yesterday. He was throwing gas.
Was it? It's been old timers for him for a long time.
He's still throwing bullpen somewhere.
8th pitch of the at bat, Odorizzi steps off. Nothing but 4 seamers. Gorman, their #1 prospect in the organization coming into the year. First round pick in 2018. 2 outs, bases clear. 3-2. And they'll do it again. Just keeps going after him with that 4-seam fastball.
So Nolan Gorman this game has seen every pitch be a fastball. Already 9 pitches into this at-bat, and also in the first at-bat he struck out on a pitch up and in on a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. That was the 5th pitch of that at-bat.
Another 3-2. And Gorman able to foul another one off.
Odorizzi completely different than Waino. Waino said, I have to pitch down in the zone to be effective. Odorizzi up right now. If he hits that up and in corner spot, could be effective like the first at bat.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. Odorizzi wins the battle. And back-to-back strikeouts to end the inning. 5 scoreless, hitless innings for Jake Odorizzi. Out of the 6th, 0-0.
So I'm about to get on the mound right here and just work on throwing the ball downhill. Because I'm a downhill pitcher, so I don't make my money up in the zone.
Well, every pitch he throws has a purpose behind it. A remarkable craftsman. And down in the zone, throwing the ball downhill, that's what it's all about. He knew exactly what he had to do to get himself ready to pitch this ball game, and he's executed perfectly all night long.
Matt Olson at the plate. Wainwright at 69 pitches, 5 scoreless. And that one in there for a strike. He's thrown 11 first pitch strikes so far. 3 fielders to the right of second.
Oh no!
Check swing. Did he go? No swing, says third base umpire Adam Beck.
Just keep an eye on the hitters and see how much they dance at the plate. Trying to hold their barrel back. Their feet are always moving because he keeps them off balance.
The 1-1 misses. Pujols and Molina both said they're going to retire. Wainwright hasn't committed to that, but Buster Olney, what about life after baseball for Adam Wainwright?
Yeah, you guys are talking about how he does everything with a purpose, and that's the way he's been in terms of writing songs and singing. He has collected a lot of songs that he's been writing, and he's been taping himself. And what he told me early today is it started off just as a fun hobby that has potentially evolved into more. We'll see where it leads. He's heading to Muscle Shoals, Alabama this offseason to record with a couple of friends, Gary Baker, Greg Barnhill. Guys, he sent us a recording, which was pretty cool.
That's drilled out towards right field, but Nootbaar is there, and it is out number 1. So let's hit play and listen to Adam Wainwright.
We can go for a ride, stay at home, build a fire. We can go see the newest movie, play our favorite songs live, hear the roar of the crowd. That all sounds real good to me. Yeah, that all sounds real good to me. Sleeping in late on a fall Saturday, watching them dogs on TV, playing ball with my son till the daylight is done. That sure sounds real good to me. We can go for a ride, stay at home, build a fire. We can go see the newest movie, play our favorite songs loud, hear the roar of the crowd. That all sounds real good to me. Yeah, that all sounds real good to me.
Is he just good at everything? I mean, holy cow.
Oliver
Marmol was telling us that almost everything on their text thread is just Wainwright sending him songs. And he went through his phone in front of us and said, yeah, 12:03 a.m. He's just send him a song.
Out of the blue.
Out of the blue. Here, listen to this one. Like some feedback, please.
And I guess it's honest feedback because he continues to send it, and it's not all the time pretty. But when it is, it's special.
He's obviously a Georgia Bulldog fan. Watching the Dogs play on a Saturday.
And that all sounds good to him.
Off the end of the bat, Riley hanging in there 2-2.
Thanks, buddy.
Now Wainwright here making start number 26.
That's some good production work. We got the whole song in, Boog.
Oh,
I thought maybe a verse or two.
Yeah.
But Andy got the whole song in.
Riley digs back in. Wainwright ready. The wind, the 2-2. That one a little bit low.
How about Yadi trying to steal that pitch? Bringing it up. It was definitely down. 3-2. As a hitter, you're looking dead red 1. Yadi pressing the buttons. Doesn't have to be.
3-2 chop to third, backing up Arellano, edge of the grass. Got it. Adam Wainwright, by the way, besides being a pretty good pitcher. When they let the National League pitchers hit, he was a good hitter. He's a really good golfer, and he's also a really good gardener.
Does a lot of things, and you know who else does a lot of things is that man at third base. Nolan Arenado, usually when the ball hits dirt, you're supposed to come in and charge. How about this? He backs up, reads the hop, and understands his arm strength, and more importantly, understands who hit the ball. If it's a fast runner getting down the line, Nolan Arenado's attacking that baseball.
Ball outside to Travis d'Arnaud. d'Arnaud has one of the 5 Atlanta hits. The Cardinals do not have a hit in this game. And another base hit down the line, almost the same spot. This one hit a little harder. Nootbaar picks it up, fires it in. And then Gorman had ideas about going back and throwing behind the runner.
How about that approach? It doesn't change. Didn't matter where this pitch was going to be. You see Yadi looking for that pitch in, about to backhand it in. Travis d'Arnaud has a game plan against Waino. He's not going to try to fall in the trap. He's committed to going the other way against him. So far, he's 2 for 3 because of it.
In the air out towards center field. And that's the 3rd out. Contreras retired, and Wainwright has thrown 6 shutout innings. Take us out, Adam. Welcome back. Loan Depot, the official mortgage provider of Major League Baseball, is back again this year with the Home Means Everything campaign benefiting the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. As part of this program, Loan Depot will donate $25 for every RBI hit during the season, which last year totaled more than $665,000. A big thanks to Loan Depot. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Zeros across for the Cardinals. Jake Odorizzi has allowed 1 base runner, a walk in the 2nd to Dylan Carlson. Has not allowed a hit. Nothing. It'll go Molina, Edman, and Nootbaar. Bottom of the 6th. And the first offering, ball 1. Molina grounded to short his first time. Did a stretch on the IL with some knee issues from June 16th to August 2nd.
And by the way, his team, basketball team in Puerto Rico, Los Vaqueros de Bayamón, won the title.
In the air right field. And Grossman pulls it down. A reminder, bring your friends to the one spot with all your favorite free MLB games. Play the hits with Beat the Streak, Quick Pick, and more. Visit MLB.com/play and download MLB Play today. Cardinals and the Braves scoreless in the last of the 6. Braves going with the shift as Tommy Edman hits. Edman grounded out of his first time. There's a strike to the shortstop. Remember, Paul DeYoung started the year as their shortstop, ended up getting sent down May 8th. He is back up with the team, got brought back up July 30th. Both guys good defensively. Edman didn't like that call, thought it was outside. K-Zone had it as a ball.
It's amazing how we look at pitches that are a quarter of an inch outside now. That ball missed.
Right. Yeah, I do think that there does need to be a little bit of latitude in terms of if it misses by an inch. I understand it's not a strike, but there's kind of egregious and then, you know, mildly egregious.
Yes, I mean, we can tell the difference.
Yeah. What you were seeing on there, though, on your screen, I mean, that is effectively the strike zone, calibrated to the hitter. As Edman steps out. Odorizzi has been razor sharp. But that one misses.
See, he's starting to mix his pitches a little more now as he gets through the order here in the 6th inning. A lot of four-seamers up to this point.
That's what I'm curious about. Next hitter is going to be 3rd time around the lineup to see how he's able to mix and match, but so far he's been on point.
Well, it was 0-2. Now it's 3-2 on Edman. 1 out. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. And he continues to get swings and misses up in the zone. And you look at the radar gun and it shows you 92.
It's true. That's almost like a two-seamer too there. That kind of ran on him a bit. Spin and the axis on that spin, you can see that the RPMs are less than average, 3 inches more drop than average, 5 inches more break than average on the horizontal side. That almost looked like it had two-seam spin axis on it.
So the batter now will be Lars Nootbaar.
Oh!
And that curve is in for a strike.
Talk about dropping that first pitch curve. And that's a pitch that he also used on Nootbaar to drop in that first pitch also for a strike the last time up. And after that, he stayed away the entire time against Lars.
In the air towards the left field corner, pretty well struck. That one is gone! Just tucked it in over the wall. And inside the foul pole the opposite way. He breaks up the no-hitter, breaks up the shutout. And the Cardinals have the lead 1-0. Lars Nootbaar, his 9th.
We talked about 3rd time around the lineup, continuing to do the same thing. Well, Jake Odorizzi did the same thing against Lars Nootbaar. Started off with the curveball just like the second at bat. And after that, he stayed away, and away the entire time. What did he do here? He went away. And watch what Lars does. He's looking for the baseball. He's like, is it going to be fair? Is it not? He stayed right there. It's not like he knew it was gone. He's still looking for it. Where is it? Oh, there it is. The only place to hit it where they're closed on Sundays, but we're not.
So here's Donovan now. 1-0 Cardinals. A Cardinal team 5th in the National League in home runs. It's the Braves that are normally on offense more home run dependent than the Cardinals. Donovan shortens to bunt.
It was an interesting little part of the ballpark down there where the outfield wall is kind of angled right on the line down there. That ball just shot right over it.
Nootbaar's been one of their best hitters since early July. This guy's got a really good idea of the strike zone.
This is a really important at-bat, and I love the fact that even with 2 outs, he's showing bunt, forcing Dansby Swanson to come in because he has Paul Goldschmidt on deck. And just by being on first base, you're already in scoring position with Goldie.
Donovan fouls it off, 2-1. Bar and Michaelis having a little chat. The 2-1. And now 3 balls and a strike on Brendan Donovan. Donovan the DH here tonight for the Cardinals. 2 outs, base is empty. Line drive, base hit left field. One more look at that homer.
Gotta love it. This kid's been hot ever since that big adjustment for him, and he's enjoying this game.
He's got a magnificent name. As they chant MVP at Paul Goldschmidt.
You're right about the name. I mean, he's already a fan favorite, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what was that Mets Old Timers Day yesterday, and Mookie still brings out the chants.
Oh,
nothing like Mookie Wilson.
Absolutely.
Lars Nootbaar, he's got it going on here in St. Louis.
The one to Goldschmidt, misses high. Yeah, you hear the name Lars Nootbaar, and like my immediate thought the first time at the big league level is, you know, maybe the backstory is a kid they signed from the Netherlands.
Yes, yeah.
You know, for big international money. Nah, he's from El Segundo, went to USC.
California kid. Yeah.
He's a good player. Good player. The 1-1 is downstairs. 2 balls and a strike.
Right now the Braves have Michael Harris II. He's playing towards right center field. Eddie Rosario's playing very deep in left field, and with 2 outs, it's exactly where you're supposed to be against Paul Goldschmidt, who hits the ball really well that way.
Two-one, and on the ground through the left side, base hit. Rosario charges and gets it in. 3 straight hits. And Rick Kranitz is going to come out and pay Odorizzi a visit. Odorizzi here in inning number 6. He got the first 2 guys that allowed the homer, and now a single and a single. And Dylan Lee is up.
And this is a time where Albert Pujols, now on the bench, probably, you know, just looking, has a bat in hand, but he also understands the situation. There's no one to hit for right now. Taking a look at Dylan Lee, most likely from the bullpen, looking at video, getting prepared for a potential at bat maybe in the next inning. But because the Cardinals are up 1-0, it's all about defense first, offense second.
Oliver Marmol's team up 1-0. The Brewers winning earlier today, beating the Cubs at home. The Mets lost at home to the Rockies. And the Cardinals with 2 on and 2 outs. Arenado here, Nolan 0 for 2. Line drive, base hit left field. Donovan around third. Rosario the throw. Offline, Donovan is in. And the Cardinals, on an RBI single from Nolan Arenado, have a 2-0 lead.
And that's why Donovan's at-bat was so important. He understood, I need to get on base, have to figure it out. Let me show bunt, let me do whatever I have to do, the infield in a shift position, and then you have Goldschmidt. You have Arenado coming in after. These 2 guys have carried this team offensively, and Nolan Arenado making the adjustments within the game. 3rd time around the lineup, a little too much for Jake Odorizzi against this Cardinal offense.
Donovan to dive in, and what a turn of events. Odorizzi, 5 2/3 scoreless, hitless innings. He gives up 4 straight hits. The Cardinals have the lead, and he is done for the night. Back in St. Louis moments ago, Albert Pujols emerged, and the crowd delighted. Two on, two out. Pujols getting a chance here as he pinch hits for Corey Dickerson. Cardinals have taken a 2-0 lead here in the bottom of the 6th. Boog Sciambi, David Cone, Eduardo Perez, Mastrolny. And Albert takes ball one, sitting on 693 homers. We spoke with Ali Marmol pregame. He was open about the fact that, yeah, I think about 700 home runs and getting him chances.
Yeah, and I think this right here, this move, you have O'Neill on the bench, right? A right-handed hitter, but he understands the importance of what 700 means, not only to Albert, but to the fan base itself and to history.
Goldschmidt at second, Arenado at first. And that's in for a strike. Just clipped the inside corner.
Guys, I got a great number from our colleague Paul Embicati sent me this morning. Since August 10th, Albert has 14 hits against left-handed pitchers, 7 swings and misses. Double the hits versus swing and misses against left-handed pitchers.
It's just been incredible how hot he's been. Little bit low. And now 2-1 on Pujols. Albert this year has absolutely clobbered left-handed pitching. And facing the southpaw Dylan Lee here, who's on in place of Odorizzi. So the whole place just gasps.
Just missed that one. 92 right down the middle, puts that foot down. Just gets a little too deep on him.
Two. Popped him up. Swanson, Riley over near the stands, and that'll get out of play, and he'll get another chance.
You know, there are great hitters in the game, and this one is definitely one of the elite hitters to have ever played the game, and you see how bothered he is because he knows that that was a pitch that he shouldn't miss. See the numbers? Those there don't lie.
862 to slug. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2-0 Cardinals, 2 on. Got him reaching, popped up Olsen. And that's the inning. Cardinals get to Jake Odorizzi, knock him out of the game. Lars Nootbaar with 2 outs. The opposite way, tucks one over the wall. Yeah, he finds it, and then he'll circle the bases. His 9th to make it 1-0, and then Arenado, an RBI single, 2-zip Cardinals. Welcome back. Sunday Night Baseball to ESPN, and our telecast presented by Taco Bell. Adam Wainwright back to work with Tyler O'Neill, the new left fielder. And Rosario fouls one away, and it's strike 1. It'll be Rosario, then Grissom, then Harris against Wainwright, who's thrown 85 pitches. Eddie Rosario had an odd start to his year. He was 3 for 44. He swings here and lines one into right, and Nootbaar on a bounce collects it. He was having all sorts of eye trouble and eventually had to have a laser procedure on his right eye.
Yeah, he was struggling not only offensively but also defensively, missing a lot of regular routine fly balls had a conversation with him yesterday, and he said, look, I'm a lot better now. And they're going to play me against right-handed pitching now. I understand. I'm not happy about it. But at the same time, I know I can hit lefties. It's just a matter of time because now I do see well.
Cardinals up 2-0. Here's Grissom. A big slow curve drops in for a strike, 0-1. Coney, to you, when you look at that curveball, how teachable is that?
It's not very teachable. That's a skill that he has.
Goldschmidt to second for one, and then the throw kicks away and bangs off the screen in front of the Cardinal dugout.
You can teach a curveball, obviously, but Adam Wainwright's curveball, it's a different level.
Yeah.
The way he spins it, the way he commands it, his release point.
There's just a gift, right? I think the other thing, too, nowadays we hear so much about teams with pitch labs, and, you know, they have all of the ability to analyze the data and also the Edgertronic cameras. The hand is very important. We don't talk about it quite as much, but we talk about the arm, but the hand and how the hand is placed has a lot to do with how the ball comes out.
Absolutely. The type of not only the spin, we talk a lot about spin rate, but the axis the ball spins on, the efficiency of the spin, the active spin. There's a lot more that goes into it. Some of it's just natural that he has, some of it's learned and hard work.
Ball and no strikes on Harris. And that one is in there. And the count 1-1. The story goes when Justin Verlander went from the Tigers to the Astros. They showed him on the Edgertronic camera the placement of his hand on his slider, and he was pronating ever so slightly, changed how he was manipulating the ball, and it made all of the difference with his slider down the stretch after having just been acquired by the Astros. Just that little tweak with the way his hand was moving on his slider.
It's amazing what they were able to do there. Then Charlie Morton goes over there and does the same thing. They all got better. It all started with Colin McHugh. Coming in from Colorado, getting to Houston and reinventing himself. Why? Because of the breaking pitch. McHugh now with the Braves.
It's happening on the hitter side too. Biomechanics are a big part of the game nowadays, and the marriage between the coaching staff who can interpret that information and getting it to the players. It's having a real impact on the game.
He drops the curve in there, 3-2. Wow.
Boog, I'd say this. If those guys learned it from a pitching lab or Edgertron, Adam Wainwright learned his from his brother Trey when he was 12 or 13 years old.
Right.
And since then, through the years, he said he understands that if he hadn't been taught that curveball, if he hadn't mastered that curveball, he might not have gotten out of Double-A.
3-2. And a foul ball. Harris, the 21-year-old, he is 8 days younger than Wander Franco, and thus the youngest player in the majors. Just 21, third-round pick in 19. And a lot of people touting him as a possible Gold Glove winner. Line drive, that's a base hit into right field. Nootbaar up with it, quickly throws it in. And now 2 on with 1 out. Well, we got a chance to listen and talk to Adam Wainwright pregame. A rain delay, and one of the things Adam reminded us is you can't start without the home starting pitcher. For the best coverage in today's game, let's take a look at Adam Wainwright through the T-Mobile Multiview.
And when these games happen, you're the home starter. Guess what they can't do? They can't start without you, baby. Especially when you're 40.
Helsley up at the pen. See what Marmol has in mind. Molina, Wainwright,
Boog, if there's one pitcher in the league that misses hitting, it's Adam Wainwright. He could also hit really well. This guy could do it all for the St. Louis Cardinals on the mound, offensively.
When you have this battery, you don't need a pitching coach to go out there. There's your pitching coach right there. And Molina came out, the whole infield came out. They got this. 95 pitches.
See Molina covering PitchCom as he relays the sign. And that is in for a strike. The Cardinals were the last team to use PitchCom, and now most of their guys are in on it. Certainly these two guys are. For the most part, teams have gotten through. No gremlins with the technology.
What Yachty when he backhanded that one. It's not like he's squeezing the mitt. He's just putting it in front, giving it bigger room for error. And once he feels, then he gives it the soft squeeze. Soft his hands behind the plate for years.
Outside.
Grossman, a lot of pitches he's seen so far tonight. Saw 8 in the first at bat. Saw 8 again in the second.
Yeah, his batting average is low, uncharacteristic at .210. He sees a lot of pitches, will walk. He'll get on base. Fans wanted that call to strike. Instead, it's 3-1.
He's got 3-2 both times already. Wouldn't be surprised if it goes there again.
Good speed out there. Grissom at second, Harris at first. Here comes pitch number 100 from Wainwright. Goldschmidt up with it to second one. Fake to first. And wisely, Edman did not try a throw there. So 2 away and runners at the corners. Cardinals 2, Braves nothing. Here Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN.
By the way, that's not an easy play for a first baseman, and it's routine but not easy. Why? Because Edman was coming from the second base position to take the throw.
Oliver Marmol coming out. He'll take the baseball from Adam Wainwright. Brilliant effort. He'll get a great hand. Back at Busch Stadium, and the Braves with a threat. 2 outs, runners at the corners. New pitcher on here, Ryan Helsley. Look at that ERA, 0.89. The big league strikeout rate for average is 22%. He strikes out 40% of the batters he faces.
What a pitch. And the reason is because Dansby Swanson is a dead red fastball hitter. Start him off with a spinner, you make him think a little bit, but Dansby's still going to be looking for the number 1.
This guy's been one of the better relievers in baseball this year.
High velo, you bring him in high leverage situations. This, in the top of the 7th, is a high leverage situation for the Cardinals. Ollie Marmol so far this season. He's been pressing those buttons really well.
Swanson back in. Dansby 0 for 3. And curls that one foul on the ground. Dansby Swanson having his best year. He's a free agent at the end of the year. 28 years old, the first overall pick in 15. Shortstop spot's going to be interesting. Trey Turner, free agent. Swanson, a free agent. Correa can opt out. So can Bogarts.
Well, Swanson's one of those guys that, you know, the eye test matches the metrics too. Defensively, having a banner year at shortstop.
Ron Washington has helped develop him. That one up and in and back Swanson away. 100 miles an hour from Helsley.
I don't know if you guys know, I ducked here. As soon as I saw that, I also flinched. This is scary when you're in the batter's box. You see high heat like that. Chris Russo calls his show high heat. That right there is high heat.
First and third, 2 outs. In the air, center field. Carlson tracking back some more, looking up, and it's gone. Dansby Swanson, a 3-run homer, and just like that, the Braves have the lead. Wow! A rocket to center field, and for Swanson, his 17th. Atlanta on top.
Tony, I don't get this. You go up like that. You know this is a fastball hitter. You start him off with a slider. You saw the third pitch, which was the second slider of the at-bat. You looked off balance. You're trying to throw a fastball at 100 miles per hour. You know this is what he does. Even with 2 strikes, Dansby Swanson barrels this baseball, leaves the ballpark in a hurry on the #1, the one pitch he can't beat you with. And he did.
Braves have the lead. As Olsen lifts that to left, O'Neill is there. And out number 3, but Dansby Swanson with his 17th homer of the season, and it gives the Atlanta Braves the lead. Time to stretch here in St. Louis. It is 3-2. Back in St. Louis, Dansby Swanson's home run has given the Braves a 3-2 lead. We go to the bottom of the 7th. It'll be Dylan Carlson. And it has got quiet here at Busch Stadium. As Dylan Lee misses a little bit low, according to Mike Estabrook. K-Zone had it as a strike. Carlson, then Gorman, then Molina. John Shambi, David Cohn, Eduardo Perez, and we've got a special guest here in the booth. Yadier Molina's final Sunday night baseball game, and Benji Molina joining us here and getting a chance to take this one in. Benji, you get a chance to broadcast games for the Cardinals in Spanish here, and tell me a little bit about watching your brother in these sort of final games down the stretch.
It's been unbelievable. I tell you what, it's been an honor, obviously, for me, because I didn't come close to what he is, right? You know, what the way he plays the game, or has been playing the game. It has been an honor. We've been doing this, and every time he gets a hit, he's so emotional for us. It's so emotional when he doesn't get a hit, and, you know, he's struggling right now with the bat. But it's just been a dream come true to being able to finish his career with his brother announcing his games.
In there, got him looking. Carlson is gone. And one out. It'll bring up Nolan Gorman. Just clipped the inside corner with that one. Pretty good pitch from Dylan Lee.
Are there any more Molinas coming to catch?
We have a couple catchers, but they're not Molina, right? You know, they're my cousins. So one of them is in Seton Hall, Yadier Hernandez, and the other one is Brian Barreto. That's here, around here in St. Louis, in junior college.
Like the Flying Melendez, right? They're everywhere. There's catchers everywhere.
Can't get rid of us, buddy.
And you said it's really emotional for you, but also for your family in general, right? Mom has to be, you know, everybody has to be ecstatic.
We are very ecstatic. We don't want him to go anywhere. We want him to stay playing for 5 more years if he could, you know, right? My mom is it's a really strong lady. She's the one who's been fighting with him to stay. This is what you do, you know, you have to stay. This is what you do all your life, play baseball, you're still young, and things like that. So my whole family, Eduardo, as you know, we're very, very close. And this is not an exception for Yadi in the last year, you know.
2 balls, no strikes here on DeYoung.
So you got the uniform working, right?
Look at this.
Got it in Alice. You look good. You look Dusty Baker like with the wristbands. You're ready to manage as well, but
it was for a tryout, buddy. I had a softball tryout before the game. Oh man.
How important is it to the community that actually it doesn't say Cardinals, but it says Cardinals?
Oh my gosh, it's huge. It's huge. I think it's an opportunity to grow. To think that the Cardinals, with all that history, didn't have a Spanish until we got in, you know, 7 years ago. And it's unbelievable the way they have received us here in St. Louis. Like I said, we had 7 years going, and it's been amazing just to see this and the way that Wilito Otero was singing out there before the game. And then we moved to the terrace. It was amazing, man.
You were also in the PA announcing the players. We saw that.
Oh my gosh, I was so nervous with that one. You know, I was like, oh man, I don't want to mess this up. Right on the scoreboard.
That was a great pregame ceremony representing all the countries too.
Hey, you know what? The most important thing, I didn't hurt my knees when I went down to catch the first pitch. I had a cramp though, but he went away. Yeah, I'm good.
Great picture right there.
Hey,
Yadi,
one day,
Jose, and Benji.
One day, that was obviously we were going to. I think that was a classic. I came over, but we also did the Colombia 25 and under baseball classic, or 24 and under, and it was amazing being with Yadi. As you guys know him, his mind runs different. You know, I thought I was pretty good with my mind, but when you talk about with Yadi about the game, he's also way too ahead of you, you know, and that's the way I feel when we went to Colombia. Me and Jose, we were talking there with a good group of coaches, and every time we're trying to talk to Yadi's way ahead. It's like, no, we don't do this here because the 8th inning is going to come over and we're going to do this, you know, like his brain is always running, and it's really way ahead of us. It reminds me a lot of The Secret Weapon, you know, Jose Oquendo. His mind is just always running, and you guys will get a chance, you know, one day. Hopefully, we get him as a manager, and you guys will have a chance to see that. What's the common thread of influence on the 3 of you in terms of catching? Is there one person that made a difference in terms of impacting the 3 of you becoming catchers and how you caught? I think it was a couple cousins of us that didn't make the pros, but they were pretty good amateur baseball players, and they knew exactly what they were doing, and they put it into me and Jose, and I think that's how I got it. So when Yadi saw that, he was so young when he came up, when he saw that, he just soaked everything from us, you know, and Ricketts, you know, helped him out a lot. And then he had all these guys, yes. And then here, Matheny, when he came up. So he had great teachers, man. Colin McHugh summoned from the bullpen, so Brian Snitker going right on right. And Yadier Molina at the plate with a man at first, 1 out. Pushed foul. What is it like watching in these spots? Are you anxious? Are you excited? How does it feel? You get anxious. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen with the at-bat. So you get anxious. You want him to get a hit. You want him to get all these, do good. Afterwards, it's a very emotional too, because you feel bad for him because either he didn't get a hit or whatever happened. So it's a river of emotions for sure. A lot of people don't understand the catching position. You caught, your hands are always at the beginning. I saw you.
At the beginning, hey, I love that.
Yes, and then people get hurt. We get hurt so much behind the plate. It's not an excuse for him. He's doing a battle out there, but our hands are always swollen, and your knees are always sore, especially at this stage of his career.
Look at the all-time list of hits by a catcher. And Molina now 40 years old, and only 3 Hall of Famers and Jason Kendall ahead of him. And McHugh dropped down a little bit, missed outside 1 and 2.
And it's interesting because Yadi was known as a defensive first catcher when he got to the big leagues. And he took hitting to another level. Thinking more middle the other way, if you hang it, has hit some big home runs in Cardinal history as well.
If you have those teachers behind you like he did, man, you're gonna improve.
Little roller to first. Olson up with it, goes to second for 1. And McHugh covers, and it turns into a double play. So Olson turns the ground ball into 2, and that'll end the inning. Benji, thank you so much for stopping by. We really appreciate it.
Thank you. For me, it's a great opportunity to be with you guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you guys soon.
Well, folks, the 54th U.S. Open begins tomorrow with the 11 straight hours of coverage on ESPN, starting at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and 4 hours of coverage on ESPN2 from 7 to 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific. As always, you can also watch every point streaming live on the ESPN app. So, U.S. Open beginning tomorrow. That is a great event. Tommy Edman shifting over to second base. You go to the U.S. Open, you walk around, you see tennis fans, you see, people that are tennis junkies, and then you'll see someone walk around like a John Stearns jersey.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
That's right. We're taking a Mets game at night.
That's right. Austin Riley here. And fouls that one back. Riley tapped back to the pitcher. He singled. And he is grounded out to third. This guy has developed into a big-time player. The Braves in the second half last year with that burst, and it had a lot to do with Riley. Certainly Dansby Swanson as well. And Swanson here tonight has delivered the big hit. Riley down on strikes, and Helsley gets him.
Meet Ultimate Hybrid, advanced ceramic and wax technology. The best of both worlds, but better. Only from Mothers.
There's Travis d'Arnaud to hit. d'Arnaud 2 out of 3. Get ourselves a good pitcher's duel through the first 5.5. It was a scoreless game.
It always goes out faster than it comes in, no matter how hard you throw it. 100.1 miles an hour on that fastball to Swanson. Swanson off the bat, 105.1 miles an hour.
Great fastball hitter. Everyone in the league knows it.
Helsley blows it past him at 99 for the count 1-1. Darno last year missed a big chunk of time with a left thumb injury. He's one of the glue guys, though. I mean, besides putting up numbers in the clubhouse, there's a steady presence. Oh! Slider for a strike makes it 1-2. Reruns, 9 hits, no errors for the Braves, 2-4-0 for the Cardinals. And that one foul tipped into the mitt of Molina, struck him out.
A little different than what he saw all night long from Adam Wainwright, where he was getting peppering singles to right field. At 101, tough to pepper it. Bayou.
Yeah, Helsley with nasty stuff. Contreras pops a foul. William 0 for 3. That 873 OPS, the only guy on the team with a better on base plus slugging is Austin Riley.
It's one of the reasons also that Marcell Ozuna is sitting on the bench, because of the production of William Contreras.
(1-1). And again, they're hoping to get the services of Ozzie Albies back mid-September. All right, I know this is, they're 3 games out right now. Best guess, you think they catch the Mets?
I think it's really difficult. And the thing is, with the Atlanta Braves, they have had an unbelievable stretch where when they win, the Mets actually lose, and that's why they've been able to get so close. I don't think it's far from reach for them to do it, but the Mets to go on a long losing spree with that type of rotation that they have is really difficult for me to fathom.
Yeah, the schedule favors the Mets, although they do have head-to-head competition towards the end of the season.
Helsley strikes out the side. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. A 1-run game here on Sunday Night Baseball. Braves 3, Cardinals 2. ESPN's telecast of Sunday Night Baseball is presented by Taco Bell. And in part by Hankook Tire. Evolutionized for EV fitment. Electrified Hankook. Let's take a look at our game track. It's brought to you by Geico. As we go to the last of the 8th, the Braves with a 1-run lead. Odorizzi had a no-hit bid through 5 2/3. Dansby Swanson with his team down 2 with 2 outs in inning number 7 with a 3-run blast just to the right of the batter's eye in center field. Now A.J. Minter will take over. Braves bullpen, a 3.26 ERA. That's drilled left field. That one back, and that one is gone. Edman has tied it up. He says, "How do you do, A.J. Minter?" First pitch, he turns it around, 3-3.
Ambush. Trying to get ahead with the fastball. Tommy Edman, who swung at the first pitch also in the 3rd inning and grounded to the first baseman, this time capitalizes in a major way. 112.1 miles per hour off the bat. 425 feet projected. He knew it as soon as he hit it. Ties this ball game up in a big way for the Cardinals.
10 home runs for Tommy Edman so far this year.
Little guy stronger from that side to right side. And by the way, at 112.1, that's the hardest hit ball we've seen here tonight. Nootbaar 1 for 3. Edman has tied it up 3-3 bottom 8. Nootbaar a home run his last time up. Cardinals in first place by 5.5 games. Brewers winners earlier today.
Heck of an at-bat by Newt. Taking that pitch, looking for something middle in. It was away. Now he'll get the red light here on 3-0.
And 0. I feel like you're seeing more guys swinging 3-0. I don't know that left on left in that spot, but it's almost become the only true fastball count.
Absolutely. You're right. But where you are in the lineup, what the score is, and because he doesn't face a lot of lefties,
yeah,
it's the right call.
Ball 4, and the go-ahead run is on. Tommy Edman unloading on Minter.
Feels like, too, Boog, that a lot more first pitch swings, too, this year. So not only the 3-0 swings, but guys looking to do damage on the first pitch, like Tommy Edman did right there. And you can see that's out everywhere. That's a no-doubter. 425 feet. Plenty of velocity. Plenty of launch.
Coney, I'm with you on first pitch swinging, and at least in terms of it seems to make more sense. That one bunted. It's a pretty good one. Riley, everybody's safe.
Guys, the big reason this happens, even before the replay shows, watch Riley's head on this play. Tries to take a peek at where he's going to throw it instead of actually looking at it into the glove. Comes in hard, and that glove just pops up a little bit. And by the time he realizes it, does not have it in the mitt. That little peek right there, if you keep that head down the entire time, straight through, makes that play. This is play we've seen him make with his eyes closed.
It'll go as a sacrifice E5. 2 on, nobody out for Goldschmidt. And Minter paints the edge with 96, 0-1. Nobody else the Cardinals would want up right here. He's 1 for 3 in this one. He's flied out twice and single. Nootbaar at second, Donovan at first. 3-3 in the 8th.
So Minter's the guy that Snicker definitely wanted. The matchup, the lane worked perfect. Edman, Nootbaar, Donovan. Edman goes deep. The other 2 are on base, and everything quickly just falls apart.
Arenado protecting Goldschmidt on deck.
That one in there, and it's 1-2 as they chant for Goldschmidt. Just on the edge. One and 2. Minter deals. Goldschmidt has done damage. He has done damage on everything this year. on spin, on fastballs, on changeup. What do you do with that?
Nowhere to go. Got to hope for the atom ball, right? Just throw it right down the middle, like Tony Gwynn. Throw it right down the middle. He didn't know what to do with it.
Just hopefully hits a rocket at a defender. Down and in and a good eye.
They're quiet takes too. It's not like his hip is flying open on the takes. Lands quiet with his feet, trusting his hands. And that's what has kept him so consistent this season.
Yeah, his balance is just remarkable.
Three and two on Goldschmidt. 2 on, nobody out. Sliced foul, and that went off the netting.
It's really interesting. With no outs, first and second, you rarely, talking less than 5%, send the runners because a line drive is a triple play. Yet Minter is so focused on the zone right now. The runners are staying put, slow to the plate because he knows that.
Goldschmidt trying to deliver the go-ahead run. Minter, payoff pitch. And they'll do it again.
Pitch number 8 on this at bat, about to be delivered.
How many times can you come back with the same type of fastball? There's so many times in this at bat before Goldschmidt gets you.
Three, two. Rung him up on a good pitch. Minter clips the outside corner. Goldschmidt doesn't argue. That had an interesting shape to it, and he didn't offer.
Goldschmidt gives up on it and ends up coming in the back door. See Darno setting up inside. He wants this slider in and ends up spinning up and away. And Goldschmidt just gave up on it.
Almost looked like it backed up a tiny bit.
It's on the plate.
Yep.
It's definitely a strike.
No question.
Coney, do you feel lucky after a pitch like that if you're on the mound?
Yes.
And now
Especially gets that hitter.
Yeah, for sure. And now another dangerous hitter, Nolan Arenado. I mean, these two teams are just loaded. And both have been playing really good baseball. Arenado an RBI single his last time up. He's got Nootbaar at second, Donovan at first. Remember in the World Series and in the postseason last year, the way the Braves won it, they used their bullpen to get outs. In fact, in the World Series last year, Braves starters got 62 outs, fewest by any champion. Bullpen got 97 outs in the World Series, most by any World Series champ. They used Minter and company over and over, and it worked.
Got to give Minter credit. I mean, there's no panic out there at all, and he will throw his slider in any count.
Arenado back in. Ball on a strike. Minter. Man, 97 with that heater.
Power versus power there. Here you go. Catch it if you can.
So now it's 1-2. Let's see what he goes with here. Tied at 3 in the 8th. Pop foul out of play. They'll do it again. Cardinals on the morning of July 31st were 4 games back of Milwaukee. They've won 20-6 since, and now lead by 5.5 games, thanks in large part to that guy right there. Only the Dodgers with a better record over that stretch. Minter set, steals, swing and a miss, struck him out, and Minter gets Goldschmidt, gets Arenado.
It's impressive. Those two batters, first and second, nobody out. Two of the best right-handed hitters in the National League. A backdoor slider to get Goldschmidt, and up the ladder to get Arenado.
Here's Tyler O'Neill, his first opportunity to hit. Pujols pinch hit in the 6th. O'Neill took over defensively in the 7th. And now his first opportunity in the 8th. And a knee-high strike. This guy's got big-time pop.
One of their best offensive players last year. Started struggling this year, was put on the IL. Changed his approach a bit.
Drilled to center. Harris back some more. At the wall. O'Neill, a 3-run homer. And the Cardinals have the lead. They crushed it to dead center. 6-3.
Well, it looks like we're playing little Earl Weaver baseball. 3-run homers from one team, and now from the St. Louis Cardinals, it's Tyler O'Neill. Again, one of the big guys in the offense last year. They're going to need his bat in a major way. And you get the two big boys, Goldschmidt and Arenado, and you cannot fall asleep on Tyler O'Neill. Huge. That's some Canadian power right there.
Well, he showed off his power last year. He had 34 home runs. Tyler O'Neill unties it. Cardinals with the lead. Cardinals have the lead. Jay Jackson into the game and delivers here to Dylan Carlson. And that one misses outside. Tyler O'Neill, a 3-run homer. And he unloaded to center field. Jay Jackson, first appearance this year. Last year with the Giants, 23 appearances and a 3.74 ERA. Good slider right there. O'Neill is some kind of strong on the bench press and at the plate, right? His dad, Terry, was Mr. Canada, an honor given to the nation's top bodybuilder. That was in 1975. His max bench press north of 400. Yeah.
That neck is no joke right there.
You're not kidding. And a great defender, by the way. Twice he's won a Gold Glove.
He can get down the line as well. Elite speed.
Three balls and a strike on Dylan Carlson, who's walked, struck out, and struck out.
Come a long way from Whitey ball here, right? Whitey Herzog's taking a beer. Come on, guys. You know.
Yeah. Transitioning from Whitey ball to Earl Weaver ball.
I don't think they even had a weight room back then.
Yeah. Swing and a miss there. 3-2.
First time I ever saw a weight room in the big league clubhouse was actually in 1980 at Fenway Park. One room, a couple Nautilus machines, and the video room was literally the size of a closet. Things have changed.
Just a touch. That one in there. Carlson is gone for the third time tonight. Inning over, but the big inning as Edman ties things up, and then with 2 aboard, O'Neill unties it. And he is fired up. 6-3. We'll head to the 9th. Cardinals lead. Fans, enjoy the MLB app. Get live baseball streaming with coverage of in-game highlights, pitch-by-pitch features, select live broadcast coverage, and more. You won't miss a beat. Download the MLB app today. Suit up this summer, MLBshop.com. Check out the largest selection of authentic caps, t-shirts, collectibles, and more. Outfit the whole family with your favorite team's gear at MLBshop.com. Tyler O'Neill has turned this game around for the Cardinals. They lead at 6-3, and they'll turn it over to Giovanni Gallegos. 45th appearance for the right-hander. Guy with a above average K rate, doesn't walk people. A nice ERA at 3.11. Throw the four-seamer, the slider, and the changeup. Rosario rolls that one. Goldschmidt. And Gallegos is there. Boog Shambi, David Cohn, Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney. Sunday Night Baseball here on ESPN as the Cardinals were up 2-0, down 3-2. Tied it at 3, and now lead it 6-3 thanks to the home run by that guy. That man. One out, base is empty.
Oh!
Cardinals bullpen 3.80 the ERA, 5th best in the National League. Gallegos strikes people out. We documented that as a staff. The Cardinals don't strike a ton of people out. They utilize their defense, and it's counter to what we see in today's game.
It is, and you could see at the trade deadline the pitchers they targeted. Quintana and Jordan Montgomery are left-handed specialists that do rely on putting the ball in play. Perfect fits, those Jordan Montgomery especially.
Gallegos missing there. Got to count 1 and 2 on the second baseman, Vaughn Grissom.
Doesn't take those guys that leave the Yankees too long to grow beards, right? Jordan Montgomery got quickly full beard.
Joey Gallo got out of there quick, and what did he do? Grew his beard back.
1-2 popped in the air down the line. O'Neill charging in, slows down, and he's got it. And the Cardinals 1 out away from securing a win. Man, that is win probability art right there with the up down. But right now the Cardinals a 99% chance to win. Here's Harris at the plate. Harris 3 for 3. There's strike one from Gallegos.
Every at bat so far this evening, Harris, first pitch, it's been a breaking pitch or off speed pitch. No fastballs.
Line drive, slicing, left field. That's going to touch down, and that'll be a hit. It bangs over the wall, and that'll be a double. So 4 for 4 for Harris, and the Braves are still alive.
This kid can absolutely hit. Not phased by anything. Pitch up in the zone, quiet. Stays tall throughout. One bouncing over the wall.
What a beautiful swing.
Yeah. Man at second for Robbie Grossman, who's 0 for 3. Cardinals lead at 6-3. Braves down to their final out. Strike one. Mentioned the Yankees. Gallegos came over from the Yankees a few years back in the trade that sent Luke Voigt to New York. Chasen Shreve came over with this right-hander. Line drive, center field. Carlson there.
Good job, Bryce.
Ball game. Tyler O'Neill with the big hit. His 3-run homer gives the Cardinals the win. Adam Wainwright was outstanding. This was a fun game.
Was a lot funner even before the first pitch was thrown. Tony, that was awesome with Waino.
Yeah, Adam Wainwright really took us to school tonight in the pregame ritual, showing us how big league pitcher gets ready for a ball game.
Thanks to Adam Wainwright. Thanks to Albert Pujols. Thanks to you guys. Appreciate it, fellas.
Thanks, Boog.
For Eduardo Perez, Buster Olney, David Cohn, I'm John Shambi. Braves and the Cardinals here tonight. Cardinals win at 6-3. We'll see you next week. Padres and Dodgers. Up next, SportsCenter, John Anderson and Michael Eaves.